Of all the places like you've played and coached at throughout like all your basketball career, like where does that rank?
It's pretty special. You know, it's actually what was remarkable to me was there's not that many venues that you walk into, like, because I'm old and cynical, right? And so there's not that many venues that I walk into now where I'm like, it just takes you back. I was like, this is awesome.
Does it just smell different? Does it smell vintage? Or what is it?
Yeah, you got a real vintage for sure. But it's like the no seats. Everyone's on a bench, and they're just squished together. And so the density of the people, right? You felt it.
Oh, yeah.
We got a press box. Was there a press box?
We were benches.
You're just squished, right?
Yeah.
So totally uncomfortable, which forces you to stand and like, but it didn't feel like everyone was just squished together. Like the building probably should hold like 6,000 people, and there were 16,000 in there. It was awesome. So fun.
There's no AC in there, right? Did it feel hot at any point?
No, it's perfect. Yeah.
How much was your, you've had some mentors over the years. Did anyone reach out to you, like Rick Pitino again?
No, coach is done. He gives you one compliment a year, and he is not going to a second compliment. That will never happen.
What did you think of the white suit the other day?
I didn't see it, but the white suit is legendary. The first time I ever saw him do it was when he was at Louisville, and I was like, this is
iconic.
This is who Coach is. Right? It just is incredible. I wish I could pull it off. It might be a little weird here, but
I think you've had a few days to soak in that win. What impressed you the most upon reflecting on the win at Kansas?
same thing as right after. I liked our guys a lot. Our guys were not distracted, and that's hard. Like there were so many things that were pulling our guys to like make them think about something else than what they were doing. Whether it was mistakes we made on the floor, or missing some shots, or the referees, or the crowd, or the venue, or the moment, or the season, or all the way to the stuff, or me, getting a tee, or there were just so many things that should have pulled at our guys that didn't, and they just kind of stayed. We didn't play great basketball, but we stayed pretty focused. That was really impressive to me.
Did you say something to fire up Dallin after struggling the game before?
No. Dallin brings his whole heart to like every second of every day. So there's no really firing up. I think Dallin is more, I think right now for every young player, actually, it's not unique to Dallin. It's just, actually this is not true. It's not for every young player. Where Dallin Hall is right now is just, I'm pushing him to trust himself completely, and then we kind of live with it after the fact, right? Then we go do autopsy and figure it out, because he's in. I was mistaken when I said every young player. Most young players are trying to get him to do what you are teaching them to do. With Dallin, we're just trying to get him to trust everything that he is and all the work that he's put in. It's not like it's hard to get him to trust it, but when he's really decisive and he's on his toes, he's downhill, he's super dangerous. And he spends a lot of time being super dangerous.
How do you get the guys to turn the page now and get past that emotional game?
I mean, this TCU team is incredible, actually. They're so good. It's not surprising, it's humbling. So the reason I said it, I don't think it's hard. It's just like, so what is there not to turn the page on? We got an unbelievable TCU team coming here in a crucial moment, and then we're going to, the number, what is Iowa State now, 6 or 7 or 9, 8 in the country, and so it's just never ending. I think, I think we talk about this a lot. We're not really trying to. We're trying to take all of this along with us, right? So I don't want them to shut down, their experience. I want to kind of put it in their pocket and keep taking it with us, and hopefully we can keep getting hungrier and hungrier and more urgent and better and better. I mean, that would be the ideal. That, never really works that way, but that would be the goal.
What constant has defense to kind of get back to who they were part of Big 12 play? Like what was about that matchup that kind of brought back the defense?
I thought our guys' focus was, like I said, I thought our guys were they were just really focused in. They were dialed in. And that sounds easy. It's like, yep, I'm just going to focus on my job. But when you're trying to do your job and there's 9,000 things going wrong and sideways and distracting, sometimes you get problematic. But I thought our guys, I thought the staff did an unbelievable job putting together a game plan and like helping our guys understand the most important parts of giving ourselves the best chance to win. And I thought the guys were really, really dialed in. You know, one of the guys that we haven't talked about a lot is Traore. He had his most impactful game. In fact, we would grade him out even a little bit better than the San Diego State game in terms of like dominating space physically in this Kansas game. When you go back and watch the film, he was incredible. You know, if he can keep having that function moving forward, it changes us defensively when we just can dominate space. You know, we talk about the combat zone. Coach Fennell talks about the combat zone all the time, and when we can be physically dominant in the space around the key and in other key spaces on the floor, it makes a massive difference. And Foose probably led the charge there. He was really special.
You mentioned something after the game about while everybody was congratulating you and you were slapping palms and all that in that cathedral and whatnot, about how it was a big win, but you felt like this team is only going to get better and better and better. I think
Yeah.
that's the words that you used with that.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I think our best basketball is ahead of us. I hope so. You know, I think really realistically, everybody's best basketball is ahead of them. It's just a matter of will you be determined enough and focused enough and focused is not frothing at the mouth. It's just focused, intentional enough to actually go achieve it, right? Undistractable enough. I don't think that's a word. What would I say to not be distracted? Focused, I guess. But and so I do. I think we have the potential to continue to be way better. I think our ceiling is higher, but it's hard to get to your ceiling, right? And so we have to you know, and how intentional we're going to be and how focused we're going to be is key to us continuing to get better.
The past couple of seasons, your program is really the only avenue at this point in the year was getting in the NCAA tournament, was winning the conference tournament.
Mm-hmm.
You're in a position now, most experts, you're in the tournament, you're playing for seeding. Can you put in perspective what that means to your program where you've reached this spot?
I'm sorry. I just give terrible. Like you asked me this question about, you know, where the win ranks. I'm just bad at those questions. Right now, we're thinking about TCU, and this is actually not coach speak. It's not cliche. I think we're just like we don't want to miss the moment, right? This is too good. Like it's just too good. Come what may, whether it's great or whether it's terrible, like we do not want to miss this moment. I think that's how our team feels. I think we probably feel more like we just wish this could be longer because, you know, if we win every game the rest of the season, we still only get, 6 weeks, something, give or take, and it's over. And it's just too good right now. So I think that probably our pull to not, I think it helps us play better, but our pull to not spend a lot of time like, you know, categorizing or ranking or doing that stuff is just, it's like right now, today is too good to miss it. And, you know, hopefully we'll continue to play that way on the court. I think our guys felt that in Kansas. Like, this is too good to miss. Like, don't think about what could happen or what might happen or what's going to happen in the next play. Like, be in this play because this play is freaking great, right? It doesn't always turn out great, but the drama of it is so fun. And so I think we're really living there, and that's where I would like to live. I actually really enjoy it.
Coming back to Foose, he made a couple great passes in the second half.
That left-hand hammer off the short roll, my gosh, that was incredible, wasn't
nice.
it? Oof, it was on the money.
How has he improved in that aspect of his
Yeah.
game?
You know, it's experience. You know, there's no way to get experience besides experience, right? And so he has since day one when we walked in this campus, he had this kind of innate ability to not get rushed on the court, which most young guys do. I'll tell you, we're one of the few teams in the country that are, like, I would love for everybody to double team our ball screens. Please let us play out of the short roll. You know, most of the time you want to force teams to play out of the short roll because instead of your point guard making decisions, you got your fives and your fours making decisions. But like if I got Ollie and Foose making decisions in a 4-on-3 and a 3-on-2, like please, like we'll take that every day. And that's come from some innate ability, some God-given ability that he has to just kind of, the game actually is a little bit slow to him, meaning it doesn't seem like things are going super fast. And then it's a ton of reps, a ton of great coaching. Coach Figure, kind of runs our offense, and Colin Terry's been spending a ton of time with Foose over the last year, and he just keeps getting better and better in terms of his decision making. It's been really great.
You brought up faith after the Kansas win is kind of a key tenet of this program. And being in this Big 12 with so many new programs around, has the uniqueness of BYU kind of opened people's eyes? Is it kind of like a purpose by you in the program to kind of share the mission of BYU, the school and the program, into these new markets?
I'm not that smart. I think, we just get asked questions and we answer them. I do think that, I think faith is a beautiful thing because it's so inherent in athletics. Like it's there's got to be some component of faith as a general concept in every athlete's mind, because you do all this work and have this irrational faith that in the last 2 seconds you're going to shoot a shot and it's going to actually go in the hoop, right? You kind of have to carry that around, and certainly we're familiar with those concepts here. But on a larger scale, I think that one of the beautiful things about BYU being in the Big 12 is, this university has a very clear mission, right? It's sponsored by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and athletics has a lot of purposes. One of them is to go win. That's a mandate, and one of them is to give these young men an incredible opportunity to grow, to just be ripped to shreds and grow in a beautiful way. And then certainly it's to, share the gospel of Jesus Christ with the world. So all those things are kind of different tenets. We kind of live in the lane of we're trying to do our job and trying to win games and grow guys. So that's kind of where we live.
All right, guys.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.